Right, you guys. Well, going from that, I'm sure you're going to love that it's now Fan of Punch Breakdown time, episode number 6, going to take a deep dive into the striking of Sabina Mazo, the Colombian queen, all for Steve. I don't know if that's true, but Ghost Phantom, I'm sure he
It's all for
knows.
me.
So I actually this time didn't get to watch this one beforehand. Steve saw it already. He said it's good, and I know it's going to be good. So that's why I was like, I won't make time too much for it. Busy weekend always and everything. But yes, Fan of Punch Breakdown number 6. Oh boy, shaking it up. We go from a serious throwback to a prospect on the rise. Megumi to Sabina Mazo. Here we go. Yes, to go from that to this, my man. Yeah, I think that's a great transition, actually, because it's like,
I think it's a good
there
one.
we go. Yeah,
you should be happy that we're going into your thing after that fuckery that we just talked about.
So without further ado, everybody, let's get rolling, as one Burt Watson would say. Full screen right there. Steve, you manage the comments as I do my thing. All right. Sabina Mazo, striking breakdown. Mazo understands how to post during her opponent's blitzes. All right, let's make sure. Still feeling out these timings, you guys, but here we are. Full speed against it's not Tanisha Tennant, but it looked like it. Even though Mazo's opponent lands the right hand, Mazo mitigates the damage by posting her arm early while her opponent is sprinting into range. And the post in MMA is a great tool because of the small gloves. The post allows you to get behind your own shoulders and elbow, giving you safer options to exit. 1, enter the clinch. 2, angle out in the same direction of the hand being posted. Mazo decides to post her right hand on the opponent's lead shoulder. Mazo also preps her left arm for offense. Now she has options to throw elbows or knees. The direction of an opponent's hips is also the same direction of where their offense is going. Mazo's hips are facing towards her opponent. On the other hand, her opponent's hips are facing the fence. Right away, Mazo resets her stance while her opponent is off balance on the exit. This reset allows Mazo to initiate her offense in any direction more quickly than her opponent. Slow-mo. Mazo likes to use frames to exit exchanges and shut down an advancing opponent. Jeez, I'm struggling today. Mazo creates a frame on her opponent's collarbone as a preemptive measure to stop the clinch entry. That 90-degree going, Steve.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful.
Mazo now has her hands framed on her opponent's right arm, shutting down any offense from that side. Note the opponent cannot throw the overhand because of the squared up stance. Yep, looks for, but no good. Mazo's opponent now tries. That was very fast. Mazo's opponent now tries to advance by stepping into orthodox, but Mazo is able to prevent her opponent from advancing by sticking a jab that's not meant to land.
She's also got length.
Yes.
On most of her opponents, so that helps.
Yeah, I don't think she's been in a fight where she's been on the shorter side yet. Not that I can think of anyway. The secret to knees in the MMA clinch is to separate your hips from your opponent's hips. The frames that Mazo establishes prevents her opponent from landing a clean knee. Just look how close that knee comes to Mazo's body. I mean, it practically was there. Mazo creates space by backing. Well, Mazo creates space by backing her hips back while maintaining frames to set up her knees. Yep, right there.
Boom.
Oh wow, she does just barely. Yeah. That was like as close as it could be.
Very close, but she, like Go said, she did enough to keep it away.
Indeed. Mazo uses timing to attack while the opponent's position is weakened. Mazo's feet are set, ready to push off her back foot to fire off the jab while her opponent is readjusting to the new range. To exit, Mazo shifts her weight to her back foot in order to pull back, all while staying defensively responsible. Love that verbiage there. That was a nice jab.
Yep. Clean.
Here is another example of Mazo firing off her jab while her opponent is readjusting to the new range. Attacking while your opponent is readjusting their stance takes timing and great vision. One way to fire off the inside low kick is to fire it off to when the opponent's trying to exit after an attack. Inside low kicks, a ghost signature.
Of course it is.
Look at that. Mazo's opponent's position is weak since she's trying to recover from throwing the rear teep. She's also in the range of Mazo's lead leg, but doesn't know it because the distance seems far. Take note of the position of Mazo's leg.
I love how Ghost draws like the stick on the leg,
right?
Like the skull.
Yes. Mazo covers a huge amount of ground with her pendulum step and closes the distance on her opponent's weakened position. The opponent is in a square stance. The old pendulum step there. Mazo hits the inside low kick on the leg that's moving, forcing her opponent to lift it up and try to reestablish a stance.
Those inside low kicks are fucking brutal, man.
Oh, yeah. Landing square is a fundamental aspect of lead leg kicks for 3 reasons. 1, landing square maintains a distance where Mazo can see any incoming attacks. 2, reloads the lead leg to fire off another kick if the opponent stays in the same spot. 3, reestablish a balanced fighting stance if the opponent decides to disengage. Bop. Bop, bop. Mazo does a great job of countering low kicks with her lead leg. Always staying active there. Mazo sees the outside low kick and immediately retracts her lead leg. She's in a square stance, which gives her balance to load her lead leg while her opponent is in a side on stance on one leg. Oh, I missed that. Sorry. Opponent is completely out of position by giving her back, while Mazo is in perfect position to fire off an outside lead leg kick.
That was such a bad position, though.
Oh, yeah. Make them miss, make them pay. Mazo used the hip swivel to reestablish her stance and her balance. Her opponent, on the other hand, is still out of position. Uh-oh.
Yeah, she was out. She was hurting.
Boom. This might seem easy, but kicking while moving backwards is an extremely difficult movement. Try it yourselves. Jump backwards and try to kick with your lead leg.
Don't do it, guys.
It's hard with knees as well. Here's an example of using the same lead leg counter, but this time off of a lazy front kick attempt from her opponent. Same technique, but different look from her opponent. Don't try this at home, says Steve.
No, don't. I don't care what Ghost says.
Yeah,
or doing fall on your ass.
Yeah. When in an open stance, rear kicks and punches become available to both fighters, but it becomes a huge advantage when one fighter realizes the open stance situation. Ooh.
Oh.
Sneak it over. Opponent throws out a rear straight and steps outside to take an angle to exit, but what she doesn't realize is that they are in an open stance. Southpaw versus orthodox. In open stance, the rear body kick and the rear high kick are available for both fighters, but Mazo in this situation, only Mazo. But in this situation, only Mazo understands the dynamics of the stance they are in. Mazo steps inside the path of her opponent's exit to line up the rear high kick. Take note how the opponent thinks she's out of range because her initial exit in the lean back. Mazo lands his high kick while her opponent is shifting back to orthodox. Mazo is taking note of her opponent's habit of leaning back after exiting to the right. Slap. Mazo lands in southpaw to regain her balance. She then shifts back to orthodox when completely out of range. Nice and safe. And here we go again. The little details. In this clip, the opponent lazily enters clinch/punching range and exits as a southpaw. Mazo used the same idea, rear high kick from open stance from the previous sequence. Oh, and there it is. Death. That was so beautiful, dude. I haven't seen that knockout in a while.
Yeah. Later out.
Oh, absolute murder. Another example of Mazo using the high kick to take advantage of open stance dynamics. Only difference is her opponent is southpaw and decided to lean her head towards Mazo's rear leg. Same exact thing happened in Mazo versus Quiche. Look for the head lean to the left by Mazo's opponent. Yep, right there. And oosh.
And another one bites the dust.
And another one, and another one. Those were back to back, right?
Yep.
Sabina Mazo was a very slick counter striker with great vision, distance control, and timing to exploit the weaknesses in any given position on the feet. However, she does not throw out that many feints to draw her opponent's reactions, which is strange because she is a counter striker. But that's not her fault. There are many MMA fighters at the top levels of their division that don't use feints. How much more dangerous would she be if she added more feints to her striking, Steve?
Yeah. I mean, I'm high on her. I've always been high on Sabina Mazo. She's one of my favorite female fighters out there. If she added a little bit better striking, awareness, the feints that Ghost is talking about, next level, man.
Yeah. Definitely don't think it would hurt. And I'm sure that over time she will continue to adapt these things. Yes, still very young. She's around 23-ish, right? 24, 23?
24.
Yeah, so still plenty of time to work on that and add those things to her game. A good base, counter heavy attack to have right now, I think. Obviously, Ghost, you can see that yourself, as can everyone else now. But I think just over time she'll continue to incorporate these things because it's another one of those things also where until you don't need to, maybe you won't so much, but we'll see. She still has plenty of time. So, I mean, Steve and I have talked about it before. I think she'll only continue to get better, and her potential she can be top 10 easily. Some may even say champion, where we'll see where it takes us. But
it's kind of just moving slowly, I think, is the issue. Maybe it's not even an issue. I think it's just something that we're not used to seeing from the UFC in the UFC. Sabina Mazo is kind of building up, taking it a little bit slow, and slow and low can win you that belt, though. Yep.
No doubt. And I'm loving the reactions that we're getting in here because it seems like some of y'all didn't see that before. But
amazing that you guys didn't watch Sabina Mazo in LFA. Those were great fights.
Oh,
she was. I mean, that's why I'm a fan. It's literally why I'm a fan. Those shit like that.
So before we started, Stamina did say Mazo striking. Okay, this should be interesting. James. Oh, love Mazo. Jimmy, I don't know about Mazo. Need to see more from her. Jin says Sabina Mazo. This should be interesting. Stamina says Luke Thomas is forever championing those fighters that can hit their opponent on the half beat. James says, what a head kick, all capitals. Sammy, oh my goodness. I can't believe Like all of you guys haven't seen this.
I love it.
OMG, what did I just see? Says Jin. Sintro, what the fuck? Incredible head kick. Jimmy, oh shit. James, holy shit. James,
I'm kind of
another one.
disappointed. Like honestly,
I'm surprised.
I'm a little bit disappointed in you guys.
I know.
Just a little bit.
Very surprising. Alvin says, another great breakdown, Mr. Phantom. Love Ms. Mazo. Yes, that was exceptional indeed. Stamina says, okay, I've never felt like Sabina was nearly as deliberate in what she does than the video has alerted me to. The jury was always out on her for me. Food for thought. There you go. That's what you love to hear. Convincing Stamina of a little something.
That's what these breakdowns from Ghost do. No, I love it.
Ghost says, man, you guys don't watch LFA. Clearly,
I'm disappointed, Ghost. I'm like, honestly, I'm not disappointed in you at all. I loved that you did Sabina Mazo. As I told you, I was really hyped for it, Ghost. I loved it. But the reactions, I'm kind of fucking shocked.
I'm also more shocked, I suppose, that the UFC, I'm assuming in that case, has not used that footage to, kind of highlight her. I would think they'd be able to use it, but
you would think that they'd be able to.
If no one's seen it, Ghost says, I feel like the best opponent for her would be someone that comes forward to enhance her countering. Yeah, that definitely would not hurt at all. And Alex says, I want the next breakdown to be a Marina Maknakin. Maybe some old Sambo footage.
Yeah, nothing in MMA.
Let's not go that far. Marina's great. I enjoyed talking to her thoroughly. She's a nice lady. But, jury's out, I guess. But yes, Phantom Punch breakdown number 6. Good as always. A good shakeup there after we go from some straight up legends, champion caliber fighters to one on the rise. And we can kind of see where she goes from here now after, what she can add to the game and all that. So it kind of makes it fun. I like that you did this kind of person, Ghost.
Maybe we should do more of the ones where people are not aware of what
they got surprised this time.
I know. I loved it. Like I was shocked by it. Not gonna lie.
No, that was funny. But spoiler alert, you guys. I don't know. Let me see which episode it will be. This was 6, 7, 8, 9. Phantom Punch breakdown number 9 will be Emi Fujino. Ghost gave us the spoiler on Twitter when there was some Ryzen tweet that happened this past weekend, and I think I retweeted it, and then he commented that he will be doing Emi Fujino for the weekend of Ryzen 30. So look forward to that one. It'll be fun, get you nice and extra hyped for that rematch between her and Ayaka. Or we already have 2 Ayaka breakdowns, which are never bad to go and revisit. So there you go. Spoiler alert for episode 9, the Phantom Punch breakdown.